All right, in this session, we'll be talking about resilience. All right, so what is resilience? I would say resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges, setbacks, and adversity like a rubber band. You stretch under pressure and you come back to your shape. Resilience it involves adapting, recovering, and growing stronger in any situation and circumstances.
Yeah, and I also think for me, I would just say that resilience does not mean you won't feel stressed. It does not mean you won't experience failure or sadness, but it just means that you won't stay stuck there. You would be able to rise again, even when you feel all those things. It does not mean that you'll not be stressed again, or it does not mean that you won't feel or you won't be sad. It just means that you don't sit with your sadness. You rise, you keep rising, and you feel like, you won't allow this thing to actually set you back.
That's true. So I believe, example like failing a test.
Exactly.
But you studied hard for the next one.
Exactly.
Yes. When you fail, you're able to come out strong and say, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I not do enough? Let me do it now so that I will be able to come out better. All right. So why does resilience matter? Why do we have to be resilient?
Yeah. So first of all, I think resilience actually helps people cope with stress. Just like I said earlier, it will allow you cope with stress, peer pressure, and some life challenges without turning to substance. Because when you know that these are part of life, these are things that you would face as a human, you would not start looking for an alternative such as substance use for it while you are facing those challenges at that point. Because you know that it is part of you growing. So you know that even when you face those challenges, you will still come back strong.
True, that's very true. So those are the reasons why resilience matters. And I will also say it enhances your positive outlook and forward progress. When you stay stuck, you stop where you are. But when you are resilient, you keep going, you keep moving, and it helps you to have a positive outlook to life.
Exactly.
And helps you to advance in progress across life.
Exactly.
All right. So moving on, we'll be looking at the key qualities of a resilient people or a resilient person. So number one is what?
Optimism. So you have to be optimistic. You need to believe that problems can be solved. Don't just believe that you failed, that's the end of life. Be optimistic. Believe that you failed, you can still come back strong, and you failing this time does not mean you're going to fail the next.
True. So another one I would say is self-awareness.
Yes,
be aware of yourself. You must understand your emotion and reaction all across board.
So another one is emotional regulation. You need to be able to control impulsive reactions. Some people, when they go through some challenges, they can't control their emotions, and they do some things that they end up regretting. Because the truth is that when probably you went for an interview, or maybe the 5th interview, then you failed it, you got an email that you failed, you might get angry, you might feel sad. Some people even want to kill themselves because they'll be like, oh no, I failed, there's no other alternative. This is the 5th interview, then the person failed again. The person wants to probably just take some drugs, poison and stuff like that. So you need to be able to regulate your emotions so that you don't just act based on what you are feeling at that point.
That made me to remember, is it the last session we said that you have to take control, take charge of your life, own your life, so that whenever anything happens, you are able to dictate what you want, not react, but you are able to act. All right, another one is support seeking. You have to be able to seek support when you need it. So we'll be linking resilience to substance use.
Okay.
How is it that people that are resilient, they rarely use substance?
Okay, so the thing is that about resilience and substance use, the connection between both is that there's low resilience and then there's high resilience. Some people actually have low resilience, do you get? While some they have high resilience. So if you have low resilience, you can lead to substance use, because that means that you can't take charge of your emotions. You can't control what is happening around you. But for people that have high resilience, we can also say something like high tolerance to some things. Do you get? So you would be able to find that you are looking for healthy coping mechanisms. So just like I said earlier, you probably wrote an exam, then you failed. what you're supposed to do, normally as a human, you feel sad. But what you're supposed to do is to prepare harder for the next exam. But for someone that has low tolerance or low resilience, that failure will affect them. Then the person will fail again. Then after failing again, you feel like, oh, you know what, this is the end of life. That's why you see some people, they say they committed suicide. Because then you read the person's story, you be like, oh, the person said he or she wrote 6 exams and then you failed all through.
Well, high resilience helps us with coping mechanisms.
Exactly, yes.
True, that's true. All right, so we spoke about the cognitive behavioral therapy the other time, and I would like us to also see how we can use it to build resilience. How can we use that CBT to build resilience?
Okay, so the thing is that resilient people know how to reframe from negative thoughts. So for CBT, we all know that CBT is actually a coping mechanism for stress, actually. And also another thing is that we have something that we call the reframing challenge. So you can actually see setbacks as opportunities to learn and to grow. For example, still on I think this failing of a test is really paramount, because you failed a test, I failed a test, but I'll learn from my mistakes and do better next time. That was what I said earlier. So don't just like sit back on your failure. You need to like grow with it, because failing is actually part of life. That's just the truth. Because when you fail, it depends on how you react to that failure that will determine your next step.
Whether you're going to fail again,
whether you're going to fail or you're going to do well.
So I would also add that sometimes failure comes by some people setting unrealistic goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, said one of the sessions, we spoke about setting smart goals. Some people don't set realistic goals. So if you want to ensure that you succeed, set realistic goals. Don't set goals that are too big for you to meet. So another one is practice gratitude.
Yes.
If you're able to, we spoke about being aware of your environment yesterday or in the last session, and we just talk about you being able to mention 5 things you see around you, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can feel, and all those things like that.
Yes.
It helps you to be aware of the positives and takes your mind away from the negatives. So if you are able to practice this CBT, you'll be able to be aware of what you're grateful for, what is around you, and what you're grateful for. Yeah. So the next one is what?
Seeking support. Yeah. You need to know how to seek support. It can be from your friend, your relative, professionals. Seek help when you need them. Because for example, if you are feeling overwhelmed, you can talk to a trusted counselor or a professional. All these people, they exist because we need them. You need them. So don't just feel like you can handle things by yourself. Don't feel like, oh, when I tell this person my problem, this person will know about what I'm facing, and then this person would make jest of it. But what about your mind? Your mind comes first. Because like I said earlier, this mental health really means peace. Because if you don't when people say they have peace of mind, it means that their mental health is healthy.
All right, so what are the key takeaways from this session? The first one is what?
The first one is that resilience can help you bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Don't dwell on your setback. Instead, you should think of what next you should
face. Number 2 is that healthy coping mechanism is very important. You have to seek support. You have to reframe your mind from any setback, and you have to build resilience. All right, so the last one is what?
And the last one is that substance use is not an option. It can actually serve like a quick escape for the meantime, but the truth is that it does not actually solve your. And lastly, substance use is not an option. It can be a quick escape, but it doesn't solve problems. Resilience and healthy coping does. So most times when you feel like you yielding to drugs or you taking drugs is the fastest option, I think it is actually the easiest option to some people that has a long-term negative effects.
That you have to just build resilience. Whatever is happening to you now, ensure that you deal with it and move on with life. Stretch by it and still go back to who you are. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for joining us in this session. My name is Jeremiah. Stay resilient.
As you know, my name is Peace, and I'm just going to say this, that when life actually knocks you down, you don't have to stay down with it. You can actually bounce back stronger.
Sure. All right, you can bounce back. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.